Hello friends, welcome to EC Nurse where nursing education made easy. So we are kickstarting our Lakshya series today. So Lakshya 3.0 with the important topic discussion for your upcoming exams. So today let's discuss the first subject that is from first year GNM. It is Psychology and Sociology, or otherwise known as behavioral science. So let's discuss about the first chapters or the first important topics from the psychology and sociology. So the first years, you need to listen here because this will help you to get a better scores. So let's discuss. So the first one we are going to discuss is psychology. So we will start with the first psychology topics, then we will come to sociology. So be attentive and I'll also help you with this. This will help you to definitely get the better score. So let's discuss one by one. So the first we are going to discuss some meanings. So the word meanings we are going to discuss. So let's discuss first psychology. So it will come for a 1 marker or you will get us a short answer to write the definition of psychology. So what is the definition of psychology here? It's a scientific study of behavior of human and animal. So scientifically we are studying the behavior of human or either animals. That process or that science is known as psychology. So that's the definition. Yes. Yes. So now psychology is the science of activities of individual in relation to the environment. So it is individual. So like ourselves, how we are interacting with the environment, how well we can adjust to the environment and live up. So that is the next definition. And the next one is psychology is the science of mental activity of an organism. So it is the organism like human or the animals, their mental activity is also known as psychology. So it's a branch of medicine where we are discussing or where we are studying about the human mind. So that's the definition. So now let's move on to next meaning of the word that we are going to discuss is frustration. So what is frustration? Let's discuss. So it's a psychological state that occurs when a person is blocked from reaching the desired goal or fulfilling a need. Like we are telling that sub person like don't do this, don't do that. So that what will happen? Frustration. So it's a common man, every individual get a frustration. So somebody or something is obstructing us to get our desired goal, or something is obstructing to achieve the desired goal, then what we will have? We will have the frustration. So everybody in their life have frustrations if something we are planning to achieve is not able to achieve. So that's the definition of frustration. Now let's move on to the next word, that is learning. So what is learning? So it is the process of acquiring new knowledge. So we are getting, or with the process of acquiring new knowledge. We are getting the new knowledge, skills, behavior or attitude through experiences of study and also teaching. So from the study, we will get daily new knowledge. So that is what called learning, attaining or acquiring the new information or skills. So that is the definition of learning. So let's move on to the next word or the next meaning, that is memory. So what's the definition of memory? Memory is the mental process of encoding, storing and retrieving information. So we are information, we are storing. So and whenever needed, we are retrieving that information. So that is what called memory. So what we will remember things. So that is memory. So it's a mental process of encoding, storing and retrieving the information. So that is the definition of memory. Now next discussing mental health. So what is the definition of mental health here? So it is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes their own abilities, can cope up with the normal life stresses, work productively and contribute to their community. So mental health is where a person is free from the mental disorders, where he can able to cope up with the simple stress in life. He can work productively, he can communicate and participate in the community. So that person is known as a mentally healthy person. So it is a state where the well-being of individual realizes their own abilities. So what are the abilities we have? What are the things we can cope up with the life stresses, work productively and to contribute their community? Then that person is known as mentally healthy person. So that's the definition of mental health. So the next word we are discussing is fantasy. So what is fantasy? It is a mental process which person imagines situation. So we will also go into a fantasy world where we are imagining things. So imagination will be there, situation, events or outcomes that are not grounded in reality. So in reality it is not there. We are just imaging. We are just imagination. In our own imaginary world we will have a fantasy. So often fulfill desires or escape from the real life problem. Either the fantasy is to achieve the goals or either from the real life situation they want to escape. So that is why they will be in a fantasy world. So that is the definition of fantasy. So the next word we are going to discuss is skill. So what do you mean by skill? Everybody has skills. So what are the main skills everybody will have? Skills is the ability to perform a task. So I have a skill means I have the ability to perform or fulfill a task. That is what called skill. So skill is the ability to perform a task or activity efficiently and effectively, usually gained through training, practice and experience. So how we will develop our skills? Through training, through practices we can develop. As a nurse, if you do a practice like IV cannulation, so if you are doing daily, you will be a very skillful person in doing the IV procedure. So that is what called skill. So the next word we are going to discuss is emotion. So what is emotion here? It is a complex psychological state. So it is a psychological state involving subjective feeling, physiological response and behavioral expression in reaction to the stimulus or situation. So it is based on the situation how we are responding. So based on the situation, some way we feel happy, some situation will make us sad. So that is what called emotion. So it's a complex psychological state that involving the subjective feeling of a person. So it is subjective feeling. It will be different for different individuals. Physiological responses and the behavioral expression in reaction to the simulation or situation. So that's the definition of emotion. Now let's discuss about the next word, that is adjustment. So what is adjustment here? It is a process of adapting or coping effectively with the changes, demands or challenges in the environment. Based on the environmental changes and needs, if a person adapts or adjusts himself to that situation, then it is known as adjustment. So every person has an adjustment side. Every situation they will cope up with. So that is what called adjustment. So this is the definition of adjustment. Here it is a process of adapting or coping effectively with the changes, demands or the challenges in the environment. So now let's discuss the next word, that is perception. So what is perception here? It is a process of recognizing, organizing and interpreting sensory information to understand the environment. So we had a sensory information. So we will interpret. That is what called perception. So like seeing. There you are seeing something. You are seeing a rose or a flower. So you will able to understand, oh, that is a rose. That is what called perception. So getting that stimulation or the stimulus, from that we will get the perception or we will get the information. So that is what called perception, process of recognizing, organizing and interpreting the sensory information to understand the environment. So the next word we are going to discuss is observation. So what is observation here? It is the process of carefully watching, noticing and recording the events or observing, So it is a process of carefully watching, noticing and recording the events or behaviors to gather information. Like we are observing something or we are observing some person to gather the information. That is what called observation. So like watching, noticing, we will watch them, we will notice them and also recording the events or behaviors to gather the information. So that process is known as observing. Here the example, the nurse will observe the patient for the signs and symptoms, or what are the signs and symptoms or physical symptoms the person is facing, the patient is having. So that is what called observation. So observation is very necessary for a nurse to understand or assess the condition of a patient. So that is observation. Now let's discuss about some fill in the blanks questions. So fill in the blanks also you will get first following four meaning of the words you need to write, that is will come for 4 marks. Then you need to write the fill in the blanks. So let's discuss about the fill in the blanks first. So the first question is failure to recall something learned before. So you have studied this. So failure to failure to recall something that is learned before. What it is called? It is known as forgetting. So forgetting is the failure of you to remember something. So that is forgetting. Usually in classes, we will forget some chapters, we will forget some points. So that is forgetting. Respective attitude towards elder is an example of which attitude? So it is positive. So showing a respect to the elder people, it is an example of a positive attitude. So that is the answer. A repeated behavior that occurs without effect is called what? So what it is? It is habit. So we have all the habits. So every person have different habits. So that is a repeated behavior that occurs without effort. So without any efforts we have having the repeated behavior. It is habit. So formula of IQ. So how we can calculate the IQ here? It is mental age divided by chronological age into 100. So we will divide mental age by the person's age into 100. So that's the equation for or the formula for IQ classification. Next is false perception with the presence of object is called. So what is the false perception with an object? Object is there and the person has a false perception. Then what it is known as illusion. Like there is a rope in the room. That person may consider that or perceive that is a snake. That is what called false perception with the presence of object. The exact object is rope, but the person is thinking that is a snake. That is what called illusion. Then next one is loss of memory called what? So what is loss of memory? Amnesia. So amnesia is a condition where that person will have loss of memory. Father of psychology. So who is the father of psychology? William Wundt. Dash is the component of personality that clears with the demands of reality. So what it is? It is ego. Ego is a component of personality that clears with the demand of reality. So that is the definition. And also dash is the first step of memory process. So what is the first step of memory process here? Encoding. So encoding is the first step of memory process. Thirst is dash motive. So what is thirst? Everybody feel thirst. What is thirst? It is a biological motive. So these are some fill in the blanks. So next is the theory of classical conditioning proposed by whom? So who have given the theory of classical conditioning? It is Ivan Pavlov. So next questions, we are going to discuss some of the important questions now. So first we are going to discuss is types of intelligence tests. So what are the types of intelligence test here? It is individual intelligence test administered to one person at a time. Example, Stanford Binet test and Wechsler's intelligence scale. So this is first one, individual intelligence test. Next is group intelligence test administered to many individuals simultaneously. So example, Army Alpha and Beta test. Next one is verbal intelligence test. So it is based on the language, reading and writing skills. So example, verbal subtest of Wechsler's scale. Next is non-verbal or performance intelligence test. So that is the next classification using pictures, symbols or objects. It is language independent. So we are using here pictures, symbols or objects for the IQ test. Next is culture fair intelligence test. Designed to minimize the influence of culture and social background. Example, Cattell's cultural fair intelligence test. So these are the types of intelligence test. This will come for a short answer. So usually this question is repeated in the exams for a short answer question. Now let's discuss about another short answer question, that is sources of frustration. So what are the main sources of frustration? How a person will get frustrated if something is obstructing them to their achieved goals. So something is obstructing them to get their achieved goals or to achieve the goal, something is obstructing. So what is the sources of frustration here? Environmental obstacles. So what are the environmental obstacles? Barriers in the surrounding like traffic. So they need to be there at 10 o'clock. So the heavy traffic, they are still stuck in the traffic at 10 o'clock. So that will be causing them frustration. So the traffic, noise or the poor living conditions. Next is social factors like conflicts with family, peers or society, discrimination or lack of support. Like any problems with the family members or friends. So lack of support from the society, that is social factors. Next is personal limitations, like physical or mental disabilities if that person having lack of skills or low self-confidence. Internal conflicts, like clashes between desire, goals or values, like wanting success but fearing the failure. So what will happen here? That person needs the success, but here he will fail. He will think that I may fail, so he won't try. That is what called internal conflicts. Next is unrealistic expectations, setting goals that are too high or unattainable. Like now he is having a job, so he will think that no, I want to become the Prime Minister of India. So that is what called unattainable things he will think. So he may be thinking that so I will become the President of USA. So that unattainable things also they'll have, then they'll get the frustration. Failure and rejection, experience repeating setbacks or being denied approval or acceptance. So failure or rejections, if they have failure or rejection, they'll automatically have the frustration. So these are the sources of frustration. Yes, so let's continue. Next, any two types of personality. So what are the two types of personality? Introvert and extrovert personality. So who is introvert? Introvert is a person who is quiet, reserved and enjoys solitude. The person who will be away from the society, he will be him too. So he will not mingle with everyone. He will be in his own circle. So that is a person who is quiet, reserved and enjoying solitude. Extrovert is a person who is outgoing, social and enjoying interacting with others. The person opposite to introvert, he will go out, he will meet every person, he will talk to every person. So that is extrovert, introvert and extrovert. So that is two types of a personality. Now let's move on to the next question that we are going to discuss the steps in problem solving. So what are the steps in problem solving? So let's see. So first is identifying the problem. So first we need to identify what is the problem. Recognize and define the issue clearly. So that is the first one, identifying the problem. Next, after identifying, what we need to do? Gather the information. Collect the relevant data and facts about that particular problem. So what is our problem? We need to gather the information. Next, generating possible solutions. We need to have solutions. So to solve the problem, we need to generate so many solutions. Think of different ways to solve the problem. Evaluating alternatives. Analyze the pros and cons of each solution. So we need to have A, B, C, D solutions. So these 4 solutions, we need to see which one is the alternative one, which has the better chance to solve the problem. Choosing the best solution. From A, B, C, D, we will choose the best solution to solve the problem. Implementing the solution. Now next step is what? After choosing, we will implement that particular solution and reviewing the results. So this is the steps in problem solving. First one, identifying the problem, gathering the information, generating the possible solution, evaluating the alternatives, choosing the best solution, implementing the solution and reviewing the result. Next question we are going to discuss is, that is also one of the important topic, that is id, ego and superego. So what is id, ego and superego? Id is there present from the birth. So from the birth itself, the person having it will present from the birth, operates on the pressure principle. So it is mainly based on the pressure principle, seeks immediate gratification of instincts and desires, like based on hunger, thirst and aggression. So it seeks immediate gratification of instincts and desires, unconscious and irrational. So it is in unconscious state and irrational. So that is it present from the birth. Coming to ego, it developed from the id. So ego is developing from the id, operates on the reality principle. So id is on pressure principle, but ego is on reality principle. Balances the demand of id and constraints of the external world. So the unconscious mind also balancing, external world also balancing. It is rational and conscious behavior. Ego is a rational and conscious behavior. Next one is superego. So what is superego? Develops around the age of 5 to 6, representing the moral values, conciseness, and the societal rules. Judges the actions of ego leading to the feelings of guilt and pride. So their feelings will be, guilt and pride will be there, and partially conscious and partially unconscious. So this is id, ego and super ego. So if you want any further definitions or further explanation, you can download Easy Nurse from the Play Store or App Store, where there you can see the first year GNM. With that you can able to see the subject psychology. So there we have already explained this detailedly, so you can go through that. So next we will discuss some other important topics, that is the branches of applied psychology. So what are the main branches of psychology? It is clinical psychology, counseling psychology, educational psychology, industrial or organizational psychology, health psychology, forensic psychology, sports psychology, environmental psychology, military psychology, and consumer psychology. So these are the branches of applied psychology. Next question we are going to discuss is also one of the important questions, that is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs? First step is physical or physiological needs. So what are the physiological needs a person have? Food, sleep, shelter, and that is what called physiological needs. Next is safety needs. After physiological needs, what we need to have? We need to have safety needs. That is security of our body, employment should be there, health should be there, property should be there. That is safety needs. Next one is belonging. So what is belonging? Love and affection. We need love, affection, family, friendship, sexual intimacy. Next one is esteem. So what is esteem? We need, after this, what we need? Esteem. Self-esteem should be there, like achievement should be, we want, confidence should be there, position in a group, status, our status in the society, that and all will come the fourth position. And the last position of hierarchy of needs, in the last, how it is coming, that is self-actualization, achieving the individual potential. So we will, at the end, we will be very confident to achieve our own potential. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So physiological needs, safety needs, belonging needs, esteem, and self-actualization. So the next question we are going to discuss is importance of psychology for nurses. Why nurses need to study psychology? Why it is important in nursing? Understand patient behavior and emotion. So psychology will help you to understand your patient behavior and emotions, improving communication and building trust with the colleagues, also with the patient and family, providing emotional support and counseling. So as psychology, if you know psychology, you can able to give the support and counseling to your patient, and managing stress and maintaining mental well-being, deliver holistic and age-appropriate care, identifying and handling mental health issues. So you can able to identify and handle the mental health issues of your patient. Also to promote positive behavior and treatment compliance, enhance teamwork and leadership skills. So these are the main importance of psychology nurses. So to understand your patient and to treat them, you need to understand or you need to study about the psychology. That's why psychology is very important for the nurses. So next we will see level of human mind according to Freud. So level of human mind. So what are the level of human mind? Conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. So what is conscious? Thoughts and feelings we are aware of. So we know what thoughts, what feelings we have. That is conscious mind. Coming to subconscious or pre-conscious, memories and information can be recalled easily. So in the subconscious stage also we can able to recall the memories. Then it is pre-conscious or subconscious stage. And unconscious mind. So it will be deep desire, fears and memories not easily accessible but influence the behavior. Behavior will be influenced but we can't able to memorize the things. Then it is unconscious mind. So these are the levels of human mind according to Freud, that is conscious, subconscious, unconscious mind. So next question we will discuss is conflict. So it is also a long essay question or a long mark question. So conflict is a mental struggle arises when a person faces two or more opposing thought, desire or demand. If person has two desires. So there will be, that person will be having conflict to choose which one is better for them. So that is conflict. It's a mental struggle that arises when a person fears or faces two or more opposing thoughts or desires or demand. So if I want to go today, I want to go outside, or my mind saying that I need to stay to the room. So what I will see, there is two things is happening, whether to go out, whether to sit back in the room. So there will be, I am feeling conflict to think or to achieve that goal. So I will have two options and I will feel conflict. So to think which one is better for me. So that is what called conflict. So what are the types of conflicts here? It is approach conflict, choosing between two desirable options. So we have two desirable options, that from that we are choosing one, that is approach conflict. Next is avoidance conflict. So what is avoidance conflict? Choosing between two undesirable options. We need to avoid that thing, but then also we need to choose from the undesirable option. Then it's avoidance conflict. Next one is avoidance conflict. A single option has both positive and negative option accepts. So here we have both the positive and both the negative options is there. So we need to choose from that. That is approach avoidance conflict. Next is double approach avoidance conflict. So what is double approach avoidance conflict? Choosing between two options which has both the pros and cons, both the negative and positive. We are choosing the two options. Intrapersonal conflict within the individual, like thoughts, feelings and values. So within me, if I am feeling the conflict, that is intrapersonal, within that individual. Interpersonal conflict between two or more individuals. So if I have a problem with other person, I have a conflict with other person, that is interpersonal. Group conflict between groups or teams, like working. There are two teams that is working for one goal. So there will be conflict between the both teams. So these are the types of conflict. So that is approach avoidance conflict, approach avoidance conflict, double approach avoidance conflict, intrapersonal conflict, interpersonal conflict and group conflict. Next, we will discuss about characteristics of a mentally healthy person. So what are the characteristics of a mentally healthy person? Positive self-image, accept one's value. So I feel I am having a positive self-image. Accept and values oneself. Emotional stability, manages emotions effectively. So the stability of emotions will be there. He can able to manage his emotions. Realistic thinking, see situation clearly and rationally. So he is thinking realistic thinking. Good relationship, maintaining healthy social connection. Adaptability, copes well with the stress and change. Self-control, regulate thoughts, emotions and behavior. Productivity, able to work and contribute meaningfully. Life satisfaction, feels content and purposeful in life. Problem solving ability, so handling the difficult problems in the life. Resilience, that is bounce back to the setback and failure. So if you had a failure, you can come back to the normal, then that person is not a mentally healthy person. So these are the characteristics of a mentally healthy individual. Next, we will discuss about learning. So what is learning? It's the process of acquiring knowledge or experience. It's a process of acquiring knowledge or skills through experience, study or teaching. So from the studies, from the skills, from the experience, we are getting a new knowledge or skill, then it is known as learning. So what are the types of learning? Classical conditioning, learning through association. Operant conditioning, learning through reinforcement or punishment. Observational learning, learning by observing others. Cognitive learning, understanding and applying the information. Experimental learning, learning through reflection on experience, through experience learning. So these are the types: classical conditioning, operant conditioning, observational learning, cognitive learning and experimental learning. So learning is the process where we are getting the new information through teaching, study or through experiences. So next question we are going to discuss, or next important topic we are going to discuss, is pre-conscious or subconscious or pre-conscious. So what is conscious? The mind refers to, conscious mind refers to the thoughts, feelings and experience that we are actively aware of. So we know what we are thinking, we know what the reality, then it is conscious. So it's a conscious mind referring to the thoughts, feelings and experiences that we are actively aware and can easily recall. It involves everything we currently thinking. So now what I am thinking, it involves. Now you are thinking something, that involves. So it involves currently thinking, perceiving or experiencing at a given moment. So at a particular moment, what we are thinking, that is we are aware, then it is conscious mind. So now coming to the pre-conscious mind, so it includes memories, knowledge and experiences that are not currently in our conscious awareness. So it is not currently in our conscious awareness but can brought to mind easily. So we can able to recall it easily, then it is pre-conscious mind. It's like the information just beneath the surface and can be recalled when needed. So we know already the memory is there. So we are not in the conscious state, but then also we can able to recall the memories, that it is pre-conscious stage. So for further explanation, you can go through easiness application. So next one is defense mechanism. So what is defense mechanism? These are unconscious psychological strategies. So the unconscious psychological strategies that used by individuals to cope up with anxiety, stress and emotional conflict. So every human being will use defense mechanism. It's a unconscious psychological strategy. So here unconsciously we are using the psychological strategies to cope up with the anxiety, stress or emotional conflict. They protect the ego from feelings of guilt or discomfort. So that's the definition of defense mechanism. So what are the defense mechanisms? Repression, denial, projection, displacement and compensation. So these are the examples of defense mechanism. This also further information, if you want, you can go to the easiness application from the Play Store and App Store. You can able to download and you can able to see the first year GNM. So next we will discuss about motive. So what is motive here? It is an internal need or desire that drives an individual to take action and achieve specific goal. It is something that helping us to achieve the goals. So motive, if you don't have any motive, you won't get to or you won't achieve any goals in the life. So motive is an internal need or desire that drive an individual to achieve a certain goals, to take action to achieve specific goals or satisfy particular needs. So what are the classification of motives? Biological motives like basic survival needs. We will feel hunger and thirst. If you have hunger, you will have food. If you're feeling thirsty, you will drink the water. So that is biological motive. Psychological motives, emotional and mental needs like achievement, self-esteem. I need to achieve that. I need to pass in the first year GNM all the subject. That is what called, it is a psychological motive. Social motive, need for social interaction and approval. So from the people, from the family, you need to get the love and belonging needs. So that is from the acceptance from the society. Social motive. Intrinsic motives, driven by internal satisfaction like learning or for pleasure. And extrinsic motive, driven by external factors like money, recognition. Cognitive motives, desire of knowledge and understanding like curiosity and problem solving. Curious to know about something, that is what called cognitive motives. So these are the types of motives. Now next question we are going to discuss is thinking and its types. So it's also very important. What is thinking? It's a process of using our mind to understand, solve the problems and make decisions and form the idea. So it is process we are using our mind to understand, to solve the problems, to make decision and to form some ideas. What are the types of thinking? Concrete thinking, based on the facts and real objects, thinking about the pin or book. So that is concrete. Abstract thinking. So what is abstract? Abstract, based on the ideas and concept that is not physical. Example, about the freedom, about the love. Also creative thinking, finding new and original ideas. So creativity, that is creative thinking. Critical thinking, analyzing and judging the person, analyzing and judging the things carefully before making the decision, that is critical thinking. Logical thinking, using reasoning and rules to reach a correct answer, that is logically thinking. Reflective thinking, looking back and thinking deeply about the past experience or action. So from the past experience and action, again reflecting, that is what called reflective thinking. So these are the types of thinking. Yes. So till now we had discussed about the important topics and questions from the psychology. So that is also very important. So if you want further details, further explanation and further notes, everything, you can go back to the Easiness Where Nursing Education made easy. So Easiness is an application where you will get it from the Play Store and App Store. So next we will discuss about psychology. So let's discuss about sociology. So sociology is also one of the behavioral science that you need to study, that is sociology. So let's discuss about sociology. First we will discuss about the meaning of words. So what is sociology? First let's discuss about the definition of sociology itself. It is a systematic study of society. So we are systematically studying about society, social institutions and social relationship. For what? Focusing the patterns of social behavior, interaction and structure. So we will study about the society, social institutions and social relationship. That is sociology. So next word we are going to discuss is society. So what is society? It's a group of individuals who share common territory, culture and institution interacting to form a cohesive social structure. Like a society, a group of people interacting with each other or in a geographic boundary. So and they will have a common goals to achieve. So that is society, a group of people living together for or living or working together for achieve goals. Next word is family. So what is family? It's a group of individuals related by blood. So either the group of individuals that is related by blood, marriage or adoption who live together. So they live together and share emotional, social and economic responsibilities. So that is a family. A husband and wife, their children. A mother, father, grandparents and the children living together. Either they are connected by the blood or either they are connected by marriage or adoption. So that is family. So next word we are going to discuss is culture. So what is culture? It's a set of shared belief, values and custom, behaviors and tradition that are passed down from the generation to another within the society. From generation to generation, it is passed to the generation to generation. What it is? It's a set of shared belief, values, customs and behaviors, each one of them following that particular culture. So that is what Indian culture is different from the American culture. So Indian culture and American culture, it is different. So it is a set of values that is transferred from the generation to generation. Next we will discuss about social change. What is social change? It's the transformational of culture. So the transformation or change of culture, social, economic or political institutions and relationship over life within the society. So within the society, changes in the culture, social, economics and politics. So that is what called social change. So the next word is human rights. So what is human rights? It's a basic right and freedoms to belonging to every person regardless of his nation, race, gender, religion or any other status, simply because they are human beings. It is human rights. Every individual have the right in society, that is completely regardless of nationality, race, their religion or culture. So everybody have the equal rights in society. So that is human rights. Next word we are going to discuss is poverty. So it's a social problem. So what is poverty? It's a condition which a person lacking financial resources. So the person lacking financial resources essential to maintain the minimum standard of living such as food, shelter, education and health care. So they are not having the enough financial status to have the food, shelter or education, then that person is having poverty. So poverty is a state or condition which it lacks the financial resources. Next, we will discuss about some true or false questions. True or false questions. What is? Marriage is a temporary relation. Is it a true or false statement? It is a false statement. It is a permanent relation. Marriage is not a temporary relation. Face-to-face relationship with future or primary group. Is it a right statement? Yes, it is. in the primary group, there won't be much people, so they'll have the face-to-face relationship. Poverty is a religious problem. No, it is not a religious problem, so it is a false statement. Fight or flight theory was given by Walter B. Cannon. Is it true? Yes, it is. It's a fight or flight theory was proposed by the Walter P. Cannon. So next we are going to discuss about some fill in the blanks questions. Dowry Prohibition Act is passed on. So when the Dowry Prohibition Act was passed in India, it is on 20th May 1961. And dash is the legal relationship between a man and woman. What it is? It is marriage. Marriage is the legal relationship between a man and women. The term sociology is derived from the Latin word. It is socius. So the socius, from the word Latin word socius, the sociology is derived. Dash is the basic unit of society. What it is? Family. So family is the basic unit of society. Dash is the system of membership which is determined by birth. What it is? Caste. Caste system is the membership determined by birth. So next we are going to discuss some important topics. So till now we had seen some meanings, filling the blanks and true or false questions. Now coming to the important questions, that is family. So what is family? It's a base social unit. It's the basic unit consisting of individuals related by blood, marriage or adoption, that they are living together or having a strong emotional bond and responsibilities towards each other. So that is family. So family, it's a father, mother, children will stay, grandparents will stay together. They are connected either by blood, marriage or adoption. They are living in a particular, they are living together and they'll share the strong emotional bond between each other. So that is family. So next, what are the types of family? Nuclear family. So what is nuclear family? Parents and their children living together. So nowadays everybody have nuclear family. So the parents and their 2 or 3 children will stay together. Extended family including relatives like grandparents, uncle and cousins. And joint family, it is multiple generations will living together in one roof. That is joint family. Single parent family, one parent raising the children alone, either the mother or the father. Single parent family. Blended family, formed by remarriage including step parents and step siblings. So after the divorce or any other reasons, they will get to remarried, then they'll have the step parents or step siblings. That is blended family. Childless family, a couple without children by choice or circumstances. That is childless family. Foster or adoptive family, families raising children who are not biologically theirs, like adopting the children and fostering them. That is fosters or adoptive family. So these are the types of family. Now let's discuss about the functions of family. So what are the main functions? Biological functions, reproduction and continuation of their family lineage. Economic function. So what is economic function? Providing financial support and resources by sharing. Educational functions, teaching values, traditions and social norms. Emotional functions, providing love, care and psychological support. Socialization functions, teaching children social behavior and integrating them into society. Health and protective functions, ensuring the physical and mental well-being of family members. So these are the functions of family. Now let's discuss about another important question, that is marriage. What is marriage here? It is a legally and socially recognized union between 2 individuals, establishing the rights and responsibilities between them, their families and the society. So it is legally and socially recognized union between 2 individuals. So it is a cultural institution, varies across societies and religion. So what are the types of marriages? It is first one, monogamy, a marriage between one man and woman, like 2 individuals, one man, one woman, that is monogamy. Polygamy, a marriage where one person has multiple spouses. It is further divided into multiple partner they have. Polygyny, one man marrying multiple women. Polyandry, one woman marrying multiple men. Next category is endogamy, marriage within the specific social culture or religious group. So within the social culture, religious religious group, it is endogamy. Exogamy, marriage outside one social, culture or religious group. Arranged marriage, a marriage where families or third parties will set the partners or selecting the partners. And love marriage, where individual choosing their partners based on the mutual love and consent. Civil marriage, legally recognized marriage performed by the government authority, also known as registered marriages. Religious marriage, a marriage is conducted according to the religious traditions and beliefs. So these are the types of marriages. Next important topic or question, that is caste system. So what is caste system? Caste system is a traditional social hierarchy that divides people into rigid hereditary group based on their birth, occupation and social status. So everybody have different castes. So it's a traditional social hierarchy that divides people. That divides people into rigid hereditary group based on their birth, occupation and social status. It determines one's social position, rights and duties, often restricting mobility between the caste. So merit of caste system. What are the merits of caste system? Division of labor, ensured specialization in some occupations, social stability, provides a fixed social structure, cultural preservation, traditions and skills passed through generation, community support, strong intra-caste social and economic support will be there, religious guidance, provide ethical and moral duties, self-governance, caste managed internal affairs independently. So coming to the demerits of caste system in India. So what are the caste system demerits here? Social inequality. It will lead to discrimination and untouchability, lack of mobility, restricted movements between the caste, occupational restriction, limited job opportunities outside one's caste, division of society, created barriers, conflicts between caste, suppression of talents. People could not choose profession based on ability, and also economic backwardness, lower caste, forced poverty, face poverty and exploitation. So this is not there in present India, but it is some of the state and some of the places where this caste system is still there. So caste is everybody is having, but the profession they can choose differently. So the profession and modern world, the profession we can choose also as depending on ourselves. So next is social group. So what is social group? It's a collection of individuals who interact regularly. It's a group of people that interacting regularly, sharing common interest, values and sense of unity or identity. So we are working. That company is having a group. So they have a meeting regularly. So interacting regularly, having a same goal, values and sense of unity and identity. So what are the types of social group? Primary group. It's a close-knit personal relation. Example, family is an example of primary group. Secondary group, formal impersonal groups like workplace, school is an example. In groups, individuals identify with and feel loyalty towards. So the group people will have loyalty towards. Out groups, individuals do not belong and may feel opposition towards. So there, it's a group where they won't feel the belonging needs and also oppositions will be there. Reference group, groups used as a standard for self-evaluation. Also, formal group, structured rules with the rules and goals. Example, organizations or some committees. Informal groups, spontaneous, less structured, like friend circle. So, friend group, that is informal group. So, these are the main types of groups. So now we will discuss about intergroup relations. So what are the relationship here? Cooperation. So group will work together to achieve the mutual benefit. Competition. Groups strive for limited resources or goals. So the group competitions will be with each other. Conflicts will be there. Tensions or dispute arise due to differences. Accommodation. Adjustment to maintain harmony. Assimilation. One group adopts to culture or another. Segregation. Groups remain separate due to culture, social or legal barriers. So what is group life cycle? How a group is forming? So how the group is forming? First one, forming. First the group will form. Group members come together and establish objectives. They'll come together, they will meet up and they will establish the goals. So that is first. Storming. Conflict and differences emerges as roles forms. So next will be storming. There will be conflict, disputes between the group members. Next is norming. Members develop cohesion and shared norms. So they'll come to a cooperative state. They will share the norms together. So that is norming. Next is performing. The group effectively works towards goals. To achieve the goal, they'll start to work together. That is performing. Next is adjourning. The group disbands after achieving its purpose. So after achieving the goal, the group will be terminated or disbands. So that is the last is adjourning. So this is a group life cycle. So it is continuously going on. So forming, storming, norming, performing and adjourning. So next question, we are going to discuss this juvenile delinquency. What is juvenile delinquency? Refers to illegal or antisocial behavior committed by minors, typically under 18 years old. So 18 years old, under 18 years old people or the children committing the illegal things. That is what called juvenile delinquency. It includes offences such as theft, vandalism, drug abuse and violent crimes. So what are the causes of juvenile delinquency? Family issues, broken homes like neglect or lack of parental supervision. Peer pressure, influence from the delinquent friends or gangs. Also socio-economic factors like poverty, lack of education, unemployment, substance abuse, drug and alcohol will use to leading to the criminal behavior. Psychological factors like mental health issues or emotional instability, lack of legal awareness, limited understanding of the law and consequences. So these are the causes that leads to juvenile delinquency. It refers to the illegal or antisocial behavior committed by the minors under the age of 18 years. So next we will discuss about some social agencies. So government and non-government organizations we will discuss. First is government social agencies, that is public, United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, World Health Organization, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Culture and United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, Social Welfare Departments, that is varying according to the country, National Institute of Health, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Food and Agriculture Organization. So these are the government social agencies. Coming to the non-governmental social agencies or NGOs, it is International Red Cross or Red Crescent Movement, Save the Children, Amnesty International, World Vision, Oxfam, Care International, Habitat for Humanity. So these are some of the non-governmental organizations. So these are social agencies. So next we will discuss about culture. So what is culture? It's a shared belief, values, customs and behavior of a group. So it's a shared beliefs, values, customs and behavior of group passed across generation, shaping identity and social life. So that's the definition of culture. So what are the characteristics of culture? It is learned. Culture is learned. Culture is acquired through socialization, not inherited biologically. Shared. It is collectively practiced and transmitted within the society. Dynamic. Culture involves over time due to internal and external influences. Symbolic. It is symbolic of language, gestures and object to convey culture meaning. Integrated. Different cultural elements are interconnected. Adaptive. Culture adjusts to environmental, technical and societal changes. Diverse. Different societies and groups have unique cultural expression. So these are the characteristics of culture. So every individual have different culture they are following. So India is a diversity. India is a country where diversity is there. So we all share different culture comparing to other individuals. So difference between urban and rural society, that is also one of the important questions. So what it is? The location. So urban society will be founded in the cities and town, where the rural society is found in villages and countryside. Population. So densely populated. Urban society will be densely populated or population will be high. Coming to the rural society is sparsely populated. So the people will be residing will be less. Also occupation. So mostly non-agriculture jobs will be there in the urban society like offices, industries. Coming to the rural society, they will work more in the agriculture and farming work. Next, lifestyle. So in the urban society, what will be the lifestyle? Fast, modern and busy life. So everybody will be having a busy life. Coming to the village side, it will be simple, tradition, slow-paced life. And coming to the social relationship are formal and limited in the urban society, where relationship are very close and personal in the rural society. Facilities, more education, health and transport facilities will get in the cities and urban society, where coming to the rural society, fewer facilities and services. Environment, more pollution and noise will be there in the metropolitan cities or in the urban cities, but here in the rural area, clean and also the natural environment. Coming to the economy, it is based on the industries and business. So their economy or money here, it is based on the industries and business. In the rural area, it will be based on the agriculture and animal husbandry. So these are the differences between the urban and rural society. Next, we will discuss about the next question, that is human rights. So what is human right? Is the basic right and freedoms that every person has from birth, regardless of their caste, religion, gender or nationality. Regardless of their caste, gender or nationality, the basic rights every individual possesses. So that is what called human rights. They help to live with the dignity, equality and freedom. So every individual have human right. It will help us to live with dignity, equality and freedom. So that's the definition of human rights. So what are the rights here? Right to life and liberty, right to have life and freedom, right to education, right to equality, right to freedom of speech and expression, also right to religion, right to work and earn a living, right to protection from discrimination. So these are the basic human rights every individual will get. So every individual have these human rights: right to have life, liberty, right to education, right to equality, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to religion, right to work and earn a living, right to protection from discrimination. So these are the human rights. Next question we are going to discuss is poverty. So what is poverty? It means a condition in which person does not have enough money to or resources to meet the basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, education and healthcare. So they don't have the enough money to buy the food, shelter, clothing, education and healthcare, then it is known as poverty. So what are the causes of poverty? Unemployment, low income, also lack of education, overpopulation, poor health, unequal distribution of wealth, natural disasters, social and political factors. So these are the main causes of poverty, and poverty is a condition which the person does not have enough money or resources to buy the needs like food, shelter, clothing, education and healthcare. Next, we will see about the remedial measures of ways to overcome the poverty. So what are the way we can overcome the poverty? Education or for all helps to help people to get better jobs and improve their life. Education for all. Employment programs. Government should create job opportunities. So the government should create more job opportunities. Skill development, training programs to help people learn useful skills if they need to learn useful skills like work related skills. Encouraging small scale industries to provide work in rural areas. So give the loans or the amount to form the new businesses like small scale industries. Healthcare support, free or affordable medical care to keep the people healthy and working. Social welfare schemes. Government aid like free food, housing and scholarship. So the government should give the free food, scholarship or other health services to the people. Population control, family planning and awareness programs. So these are the remedial measures we can able to solve the problem of poverty. Next, we will discuss about scope of sociology in nursing profession. So what is the nursing profession? Sociology is helping in nursing profession. How it is? So sociology help nurses to understand human behavior, society and social relationship which improve patient care. So as a nurse, it will help you to understand the human behavior, society and social relationship. So understanding the patient helps nurse to understand patient's social, culture and family background. Effective communication, it improves the interaction with patients, families and healthcare teams. Cultural sensitivity helps nurse to respect culture and religious belief in patient care. Despite of your culture, you are able to respect the religious or the cultural behaviors of the patient and family. Community health guides nurses in planning health programs for different communities. Health education helping in educating the people about hygiene, nutrition and disease prevention. Patient compliance understanding social factors helps in motivating patients to follow treatment. Research and policy assist in studying health trends and improving healthcare policies. So these are the scope of sociology in nursing profession. Yes, so till now in this live class of Lakshya 3.0, we had discussed about psychology and sociology in detail, the previous year questions and the important questions and important topics. I hope everyone understood. So for further information about each of these questions, please go through EasyNurse. You will get EasyNurse application from the Play Store and App Store. Download it and subscribe to that. We will help you until the exam. We will help you with all the materials you need, like video classes, also the notes or previous year question papers. So we'll continue the live sections from today onwards. So stay back with EasyNurse, where nursing education made easy. We will meet in the next sections with another interesting topic. Till then, thank you.